Hi, guys. This is Dr. JL here. And for those of you out there who don't know me, I'm Dr. JL Johnson, your licensed nutritional doctor. And of course, it's being brought to you by the Aloe Man Incorporated, which is the largest African American owned health product company and health product company of its kind anywhere in the world. And today I'm bringing you a further update on the virus and dealing and what we need to deal with here on this virus thing. So I want you to get your pencils and your paper out, and I want you to call your family members around, and then I also want you to share this with as many people as you can, because we've got to get the word out. Our people are dying in our communities, and sometimes they're dying for needless reasons or for things that they just don't know and things that they're just not doing that in order to protect themselves. So I thought I would come back and add some more information. So again, let's start with what we should look for when and what we know from what's being told by the doctors and the CDC and the World Health Organization. The information that's coming out of them is that number one, we need to look for 4 different things that we can look for to start out with. Here's what you need to look for. First of all, this virus can begin in the stomach. Yes, it can. You can start with an upset stomach, and then you can feel like it's uprushing, or what we call flushing up, and then you can feel it in your respiratory system, and your temperature may rise, may start going up. Normal temperature is 98.6, but if your temperature starts rising, a headache set in, and most of the time severe headaches, and then it moves into the lungs. It appears that it moves into the lungs from there. The person will start having shortness of breath, and then after having shortness of breath, then they may have a full onset of pneumonia and pneumonia with very thick mucus. Now we're going to talk about that as we get into the show. Mucus is one of the most dangerous things that we need to be aware of with this particular virus. So remember, those are the symptoms that you need to look out for. And remember, it can change very quickly as it moves into the lungs. Now, here's something that most people out there are not aware of, and you need to be. People are not dying from the virus. Just like when HIV came or AIDS, people didn't die from AIDS. They're dying from the same thing they died from before. People are dying from asthma, the complications from asthma, bronchitis, pneumonia, emphysema, high fevers here that they're running into, infections, that they're running into infections in the lung, and then too much mucus where they can't get air in the lungs. And as a result of that, they end up on these respirators because they can't breathe. So that's what we got to look at. The virus is not killing people. It's the same thing. The virus itself seems to be one of these opportunistic viruses that attaches itself to the pneumonia virus. And then it can escalate from one thing to another in the lungs. But the major contributing factor seems to be the mucus that is developed that takes over the lungs. And as you know, and you learned in high school, 2 matters cannot occupy the same space at one time. So when you have too much mucus in the lungs, you can't get air in the lungs, and therefore you can't breathe, and therefore you can lose your life. The heart can be a problem, can stop working. All kinds of problems can happen to you as you're not able to breathe. So remember this thing called mucus. Now let's drop back and talk about this thing called mucus. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's the stuff you blow out of your nose when you have a cold. Mucus. Mucus now, God put mucus in the body in order to protect the organs in the body or protect the body itself. So whenever there's acid, when you put acid into the body, that can burn the organ or the inside, the inside of the body, then the body will produce mucus in order to protect the inside of the body, like the lining of the stomach, or like the lining of the lungs, or around the heart, or wherever. it will produce mucus to protect that organ. Now, if you're eating a lot of mucus forming foods, i.e., remember, dairy products, flour products like white flour, cakes, pies, cookies, donuts, pizzas, cream of wheat, grits, cereals, those kind of things. If you're eating too much chicken, which when you eat too much chicken, it can lead to undigested proteins, which can cause mucus to form in the body. And then, of course, sugar itself, which is an acid to the body, and that acid can cause the body to produce mucus. So it's the same mucus we're talking about that fills up the sinus, and then they call it what? Sinusitis or sinusitis or rhinitis, what I'm trying to say, or the sinus problem. And many of you will have sinus infections because the mucus sets in the head, and then the bacteria grows in the mucus, and as a result of that, the mucus turns to pus, and that creates an infection in the sinuses. Well, the same thing can happen in the lungs, in the stomach, in the colon. Anywhere it can happen there where mucus becomes very thick. And so that's what we're dealing with this kind of virus right here from what we're being told. You see, you've got to protect yourself. So now is the best time to keep your family away from those things, away from the white flour, the dairy, cakes, pies, cookies, donuts, pizzas, dairy, cheese, macaroni, cheese, yogurt, ice cream, and too much acid foods, processed foods, sodas, coffee, tea, orange juice, and punch. These things can cause mucus to form in the body. So be very careful about these things. Also, remember, I would be very careful about taking any of these milk drinks that they normally give to senior citizens and tell you that if you don't have an appetite, you take those kinds of milk drinks. I mean, some of them go by names like Boost or Ensure or Lucerna. Remember, these kinds of milk drinks can produce large amounts of mucus in the body. And on the other hand, most of them have anywhere from 1 to 3 different sugars in them that can also raise your sugar level, which many people out there, they talk about complications along with this virus is high sugar levels and high blood pressure that's causing people to lose their lives. Well, when you take these kinds of drinks, it can raise your sugar level up into the 400s. So be careful, and please be careful with any senior citizens out there. In my opinion, need to be very careful with these kinds of drinks. Personally, I would not ever put one of those in my body. So because it creates too much mucus. And in essence, it can hurt you a whole lot. It's better for you to make a healthy broth. Now, if you don't know what a healthy vegetable broth, you simply go to the grocery store, get one of everything in the produce department, onions, garlic, parsley, plenty of garlic, plenty of asparagus and dandelion leaves, and then you corn on the cob and white potato, sweet potato, and all of the greens, collard greens, kale, beet tops. You put it all in one pot and you cook it. You bring it to a boil and you cook it for 25 minutes, and then you strain it and you drink the broth. Remember, only 4 ounces at a time. That's a better thing to do than to take these milk products, because these milk products can land you right in the emergency room. Be careful with these kinds of foods that we're talking about here. So I wanted to get that in to let you know that that's what we've got to do about it. So now, if as we get to the point where we may reopen up the country, we may have a relapse. We hope we don't, but more people are going to be coming together, and now you have to protect yourself. So how do you protect yourself? Well, the only way that you can protect yourself is to have a strong immune system. Have a strong immune system. Wear your mask, but remember, you want to get I put together a package that I've told you about before. It's on the website. I call it the Super Immune Package. Now, in that package, there's a product that is called Immunoforce, which normally comes in a 18-ounce size. I made it into a quart size, and I reduced the price. And you go to our website, you can see this package there, or you can call us at the numbers right on the screen there. And this package is going to have the Immunoforce Plus, which the whole family can take, even the little children, to help support a strong immune system. That's very, very important for you to do. And then there is the Body Healer. The Body Healer gives you your vitamins, minerals, and nutrients to keep your body up. It also is a detox system, so it helps you to get rid of the mucus out of the body. It is so important for you to take a product like this. And then there's a gel in there called Total Body Rub. Total Body Rub, you put it up in your nostrils and you put it on your throat, especially those things that work, or those people out there that's working. It's going to have to work among a lot of people, or if you're a nurse or you work in a nursing home or wherever, you've got to protect yourself. So more than wearing the mask, you want to put the gel up into your nostrils, because you got to protect yourself against these, someone sneezes and you walk into it, or if you're talking to someone and they get these little spit droplets that come into your nose or into your mouth, even in your eyes can be a problem. So you want to use the and also wear your mask. If you don't have a mask, put on a handkerchief before you go into these crowds to make sure. But you've got to protect yourself. That's number one. So that combination I put on sale, and at a low price of only $110 for the whole package. And then if you do get the virus, what do you do? What do you do if you do get the virus? Then again, years and years ago, this virus is not new. It may be a different form of it, but this virus has been around for hundreds of years. So even back then, there were certain combination of herbs that was put together that was used in China and many other places around the world that help to support the body when you have these kinds of symptoms that we're talking about. And so that herbal formula in our line right now is called write it down, J602. You should have this formula in your home already, because you don't want to wait. If it comes down, and remember, the symptoms can come on quickly. You want to have it in your home. If you can get it in your home, you want to have it in your home. It's called J602. So because it can help you, it can support the stomach, it can help the respiratory system and the lungs here. So, and also helps you to, it's like a detox system, and also to help you to get rid of the mucus that is there too, and moisten the lungs so that the coughing can go away. Yes, coughing can also be a major contributing factor that I didn't mention. Coughing can be one that may onset before the full virus onsets too. So you want to get J602, and you can give this to the whole family, young children, whole adults, seniors, all of them can take this particular product. It's one of the best support products for the lungs ever developed out there on the market today. So you can do something. Now, listen, my friends. Now's the time that you have to become your own doctor. You have to, because most people that's going to the emergency room are being turned away. They have nothing. They have nothing there to give you or to help you with. So you've got to become your own doctor. And when you do that, you need to be proactive in what you're doing. So begin to clean your body, to begin to make your build up a stronger immune system. These are the things that we can do. Get your sugar level down to normal by staying away from all of the 8 most dangerous foods, the white sugar, the white flour, the sodas, the coffee, those things. You get away from those. Make sure your blood pressure and your sugar level down. And remember, cut down on the amount of fluids that you're drinking. Don't drink a lot of fluids. Remember, the rule is only 4 ounces at any one given time, and never more than 25 to 30 ounces of total fluid for the day. So I wanted to bring that message to you. I want you to get it out to people out there so that they can protect themselves, build up a strong immune system. And now is the time to have a clean body, because if you get the virus, by having a clean body, you're going to fare much better. In most cases, you will fare much better than the person who has all of this waste that's in their body that has got to deal with in order to try to breathe. And you don't want that. So I want you to get this combination, get it in your home, go to our website and get it, the Super Immune System Package, and formula number J602. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we're coming to a close of Health Talk again today. But as always, we give praise to Almighty God. We hope that you praise him, and we say, God bless you all.